jobs, corporate, networking, they become very casual verbiage as one becomes an adult. Very few, if any, adults can get away from them. And if you're in America or just interested in being geopolitical, I don't know, you must be aware that we are having massive tech layoffs. Students are coming out with their degrees looking for entry-level positions, and these entry-level positions say that you need 6 to 8 years of experience. Students are getting internships, and those internships are unpaid. Because experience apparently puts food on somebody's table. So it's safe to say that the job market here in America is a little bit atrocious, for a lack of a better word, if there is a better word. But within these dire times, something arises. Pause. Someone arises. And I'm not talking about those YCOM startup gurus. Not them. They've been arising. They are always arising since they come out of the womb, apparently. To this day, I don't know how somebody can come up with 8 different startup ideas on a whim. Like, go you, slay. I hope your business finds success and you find happiness. Anyways, I'm talking about Soham Parekh. Vice, who is that? Who are you talking about? An icon. Because as difficult as it is to get a job in this economy, Soham has 4. He's not unemployed. He is overemployed. Employment final boss, if you will. I'll actually put a tweet up. This tweet is by Suhail. He says, PSA, there's a guy named Soham Parekh in India who works at 3 to 4 startups at the same time. He's been preying on YC companies. YC, for those of you that don't know, it stands for Y Combinator, and basically it's like a startup accelerator. That's kind of what it does. It's a venture capital firm. It helps launch companies. That's the gist of it. But yeah, he's been preying on YC companies. I can never open a window in the summer because a fly will come through. So if you see a fly, fuck off. He's been preying on YC companies and more. Beware. I fired this guy in his first week and told him to stop lying / scamming people. He hasn't stopped a year later. No more excuses. So the definition of scamming is use depiction to gain money or possessions from someone fraudulently. Swindle or defraud. A guy scammed that elderly woman out of their savings is the example. Don't do that. Don't scam people. But we're gonna find out if this dude is actually a scammer. And by find out, I mean do a little bit of digging. That's not a lot of digging, but just enough. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking and you're like, damn, so these startups are hiring people overseas now? Like, we wouldn't be the only people. Somebody actually asked. They were just like, scam aside, I'm kind of surprised to hear that YC startups are hiring remote people abroad to begin with, because yo, right? I know it could be a cheap option, but it still doesn't sound like bootstrapping in the build quality product kind of way. I had an image of YC startup employees as the types to lock themselves in an office together. To this, Suhail responds that the guy actually lied about his location. So these people thought that they were hiring somebody in the US, and they even sent a laptop to that address. They got it back because allegedly they sent it to his quote-unquote sister. So, I mean, this is obviously not his first time doing this, right? But it doesn't seem like he took the computer or anything. So Alec responded, I'm glad he didn't get the laptop. Anyhow, I don't know what I'm talking about since I don't live in the startup world. Fair enough. Which is why I'm making this video, because I feel like this incident needs to come out of just the startup world, because I need to hear some thoughts and opinions about this, right? Obviously, this is my channel. I have my thoughts and opinions. You guys don't have to agree with them. But to me, from everything that I've read, I don't know what incentivized bro to do all of this, but the fact that he managed to do it for years is a little bit impressive. I'm not gonna lie, because you would think that, okay, so this guy is just getting hired, he's probably not good at things, but people have pointed out that he's good at his job. Like, okay, Marcus Lowe, right? He said, we hired and fired this guy. It was honestly one of my lowest points I create. We need more founders helping each other out. When I found out that he worked at another company, I sent them a message on LinkedIn and they let him go too. If you keep reading, right? There's another one that says like, fired the guy this morning. He did so incredibly well in the interviews, must have a lot of training. Somebody else said, funnily enough, Soham was our first engineer in 2022. 2022! really smart and likable, enjoyed working with him. We realized pretty quickly that he was working at multiple companies and let him go. I can't imagine the amount of equity he's left on the table. So, it seems like bro knows what he's doing. He seems like a likable dude. And obviously, when stories like these break out, you know, pure journalism in its best form emerges from the depths. Memes. Daniel said, Microsoft just laid off 9,000 workers. All of them Soham Parekh. It's not funny. It's not funny. That layoff, bro, when I found out about that layoff, those are 9,000 people without a job now. And in this market too? Mom, how did we get so rich? Your dad is Soham Parekh, kids. Being a brown person, do you understand? Like, I have a fear, okay? Like, genuine fear of constantly being outdone. I don't have the brown person canon event of going to Kumon, thank goodness. But I cannot imagine somebody going to their parents because, you know, like, oh, the job market is bad. And their parents are like, well, if it's that bad, how come Parekh uncle's son has 5 of them? Shit, I'm sorry. I don't know. And he doesn't even have 5 of them there in India. He has 5 of them in the Silicon Valley? Bro. There was this meme by Trunk Fan. Bro is the key piece of Jenga at this point. And oddly enough, I found out about this on Twitter. On Twitter, okay? Somebody, or X, whatever you want to call it, I guess. Somebody said LinkedIn is gonna melt when they hear about Soham Parekh next week. You know, speaking of LinkedIn, that's an interesting platform, isn't it? Yeah. That's all on that. Q1 said what most of us are probably thinking, why is everyone tweaking about this guy? All I see is a hustler with a can-do attitude. Alpha as fuck, IMO. Again, I don't know what incentivized bro to do all of that, but you would think like this is new, right? Like he probably like came up with this scheme all by himself. Tell me why. Actually, I don't even know why I was surprised, okay? There are hustlers out there, right? There is a whole Reddit thread about these, what do we call them? Overqualified job seekers? Overemployed people? I should just put like a picture of Zayn here from Love in Deep Space, but he's not doing 5. I mean, he is doing 5 jobs at once, but they're different. Whatever. Play Love in Deep Space if you haven't. I make a lot of content on that. In full tie, you should sponsor me. I would love to collaborate. Sorry. Okay, it's under R overemployed. I'll actually just put the screenshot right here. Like low key, this is a hustle. This is like, I don't even know if I can call it a side hustle at this point, but this is something that people are doing. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. Tell me what you think. I needed to talk about this. I'm gonna end this video on this meme. You're laughing. Soham Parekh was working for 25 jobs in this economy where you can't even land a single internship and you're laughing. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about if you're in the Silicon Valley. I would love to hear your thoughts specifically. But until then, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you being here. Till then, make sure you stay hydrated, drink water, eat some good food. I don't know, apply to YC, I guess. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.